Hey guys, how is everyone? So excited. It is 2020. Sounds like such a futuristic year. My goodness. Man, it's so good to be here. I have not been able to do any live streaming or recording of videos for almost 2 weeks now, thanks to a lovely holiday I've enjoyed with the family. So it's time to get back into the saddle and start jumping back into it. And Dark is in the audience and says, haven't seen in a whole year. That's so true. It's been a crazy year so far. It really has. Oh, I love that. And Log says, haven't seen in a whole decade. Absolutely. I'm really excited. Most of the time, I'm not able to do live streams at night like this, but this is a fun change of pace. It's kind of a sad reason that I'm here right now. It's because my 1-year-old is sick with the flu. No fun. But while he's sleeping away, I'm here rocking some music in the studio. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to be doing 2 things at the same time today. I thought this was a really cool way to kick off the new year and to jump into a whole new slew of content for you guys. Today's going to have 2 different purposes. Number 1, we're going to be reviewing the brand new Noir piano VST by Native Instruments. It's been the talk of the town. A lot of composers have been recommending it, and the good old friends over at Native Instruments, they gave me a copy of it for me to try and to review it and to give an honest opinion about it. And I have to say I'm super impressed. So even though it's technically a sponsored video, I'm going to give my honest opinion, and I love getting to try out new sample instruments and show you guys kind of the ins and outs of them. But I always like to do it in a live context of writing music because, an instrument by itself doesn't really mean much because you can have an amazing sounding instrument, but until you put it in context, until you actually try it with a real piece of music, it just doesn't really matter, right? And so just a quick little shout out. Today I'm going to try to not peek on my microphone. That'd be lovely. Today I'm going to be writing a piece of music in the Pixel VGM style. So right now I'm doing a live stream on Twitch. For those who are not yet subscribed to my Twitch channel, to where I'm doing all my live streams now. That's Stephen Melin Live. So twitch.tv/Stephen Melin Live. And because everyone gets to see these beautiful replay chat boxes now, I can actually type stuff and you guys can see it. That should help for anyone that doesn't, you can't see the URLs. But anyway, so that's for all my live streaming moving forward, especially all my YouTube subscribers. That might be a little confusing with the new year. That's something I'm trying out. But I now have, it's going to sound crazy, guys, I have 4 YouTube channels and 4 Patreon channels. And part of 2020 for me in building my business is actually to expand my team, to bring more people on board to help me manage all of that crazy stuff. I will still be the person behind the camera, I guess in front of the camera, doing all the talking and all the planning and writing all the music, but I'm gonna have more people helping out just to keep this machine going and growing and helping more people. So 4 different channels. So specifically for today, those of you watching this right now, this video is going to be a replay upload on Twitch because I like to clip things up there, but it's also going to be uploaded under my reviews playlist in the Screen Music Academy YouTube channel. And I think I can do this. Let's try it out. Since I can throw links up here, it's one of the cool things about Twitch. So let me see if I can do this properly. And I'm going to start bringing on some bots and some mods when I do live streams to help type this stuff up. But anyway, beginning of a new year, lots of new things going on. So hopefully you guys can bear with the growing pains here. But anyway, stephenmelin.com/Screen Music Academy. That might not work at the moment, but I'm going to make sure that works, and that links you directly to the YouTube page there, where you can obviously watch the replay and all the other videos I'm putting out education content wise, which I consider this to be. But on the other end of the spectrum, whenever I finish Pixel VGM tracks, which you're about to see in a second, they have to do with I'll just show you real quick. It has to do with this little GIF that's above my head. You'll notice how it kind of has this little swirly rain, and it's very moody. So it's a video that I'm basically scoring. It's a loop, and that's where I get my inspiration to write the music. So I'll be writing to that today with Noir. And so uploads that are finished and completed go to my Pixel VGM page. And I'm probably butchering this right now, but I'm gonna make sure that these links work for you guys. So there you go. So you can go to that link, which is stephenmelin.com/pixelvgm, and that should link you directly to that YouTube page as well. So that way you can kind of, if those of you who want to watch it live with me right now as we dive in, excellent. For those of you who just want to see the final product, you can jump on those as well. My goal is to serve each audience the best way possible. So that's definitely one of my biggest goals going to 2020. So thanks for joining me here today. And before I lose my mind, I'm still pretty new to Twitch. I want to make sure I can see what's going on. I think we're going to be okay. Anyway, let's do this thing. So before I start writing, I want to show very quickly, let's talk about Noir and what the heck this is and why you might want to pick it up. So you'll notice that on the Native Instruments page, Native Instruments has a lot of great content, sample instruments for orchestral musicians and also for, I guess, orchestral music, sample libraries, and a lot of pianos. They have a lot of pop music type things. So Noir is one of their newer pianos as part of their piano bundle. This is also part of Complete. I talk about Complete all the time. So I highly suggest anyone who's starting off, if you don't have any sample instruments, this is one of the best collections you can invest in, because this is going to allow you to just get a nice wide spread of orchestral all the way to pianos and pop and rock. It just kind of gives you a nice, huge arsenal around the $1,000 range. And there's different tiers, and so you don't have to go that expensive, but you get a ton of content. And so you can certainly buy this standalone if you'd like. It's quite good, as you're about to see. And it's a pretty simple piano, but I love how you can control the microphone placements, and it's basically just divided into two different types of patches. We have a pure patch and a felt. And what I love about this piano sound, just from playing around with it for a little bit, it's a classic Yamaha C7 piano, which I talk about religiously as the best piano on the market. I don't really care where you get one, whether it's from, let's see who has them out there. Keyscape has one from Spectrasonics. They have one in their Keyscape patches. VSL, Vienna Symphonic Library, has great pianos. They have a Yamaha CFX in their series. And here we are with Noir. And what you'll find is no matter what company you go through, these Yamaha, these really greatly sampled packs, they're very heavy. So this Noir patch is actually 15 gigs just for these two little patches. So it's super powerful. So I highly recommend you guys check that out. You can find that at this link right here. It's part of the Complete, so you can definitely check that out if you're interested. But let's take a look. I'm in Cubase today, and I'm going to be scoring this rainy, moody scene above my head. If you're used to these Pixel VGM streams, I usually knock them out in about an hour and a half, just kind of depends. Sometimes a little bit longer. But I tend to use a combo of pianos, some sort of synths, usually from Massive, and some sort of percussion. Depends on the vibe of what I'm scoring. So the goal is to finish it within the next hour. If I don't, I'll do another stream. But I'm really excited to try out the Noir piano in this context, because it's just exactly what I thought of when I started playing with this. It's a very soft piano. So let's take a look at the interface. So I have two patches here, pure, and this one, it's quite simple. You just have these 5 little knobs, and you have these different sub-tabs inside. And so right off the bat, you'll notice that just as a basic piano patch, we can control the color. It's pretty important. So I don't personally think I'd ever go that hard. can go softer, kind of give it a felty. That nice. So I think for jazzy music, that would be an excellent place to go. Right, it's just such a beautiful dark sound. But I feel like if you're going to go with the dark, just choose the felt piano, because here's what the felt sounds like if we just go to the felt. And I do feel right off the bat that in order for us to even move forward with softer piano sounds, I think it's pretty important that we add what's called an ultra maximizer on that patch. So I like waves a lot. So this is the L1 plus ultra maximizer. I'm gonna keep it on stereo. And all I'm doing is I'm setting a limiter to -1 dB, which is what I normally put a limiter on. But this little threshold knob allows me to increase the volume without peaking the instrument. So it just gives it a nice little boost, like 4 dB. And that's the wrong instrument, so you didn't hear anything. Here we go, here's the pure. Right, isn't that nice? I mean, I don't want to go too crazy. But you kind of get the picture somewhere in that range. Maybe let's just go with 6. And this is with the instrument loaded. The volume's already at 0. So it's at 0 dB, and they usually record samples like this, pretty low volume. That way it doesn't peak when you start playing around with it. But that's the idea, What I'm trying to do here, something I need to get better about, is pulling up my own stream. That way I can talk with you guys a little bit better, just having more screens to look at. Whoopsies. There we go. So I'm gonna leave that running in the background. I'll try not to blind you with it. I'll put it somewhere. There we go. Man, I have 3 screens and I still don't even have enough screens. It's crazy. Live streaming takes up so much real estate. But anyway, back to the show. So, I like that a lot, just kind of leaving the color alone. Tonal shift, I just don't really want to mess with this stuff, but you can kind of make it poppy. More like an electric piano, like a Rhodes. More like a honky-tonk piano. I love that. It's just a basic little EQ bit. Dynamic, it's compressor, so how hard you push it will change the dynamics. And then these 2 buttons here are lovely. Reverb, a great reverb engine on here. I'll be playing with that for sure. And then the delay engine's also really solid. Nice. And you can change the effects of how strong each of those items are. Stereo image, the transients. This thing is deep. You can even go into, where am I looking? This thing right here. This is the particles engine, which I think is so cool. This is really my favorite part of the entire patch. What it does is it takes the core sound, and then it takes all of the reverb tail and just everything on the back end after the attack. It turns it into a pad. Check this out. That's so cool. It makes it percussive. Whatever. And you can change all the variables there, such as the kind of sound that comes out. I love the mallets. That's so fun. You can change the everything about it. Like in the effects, you can change the time. So if it's like an 8th note, 16th note, what have you, the diffusion of it. You can change all these different things. So interesting. Let's try lo-fi. That's kind of cool. It's gonna be a lot of fun to toy around with that. You can change the amount and all kinds of things. So it's a really cool engine. And then you can change what type of reverb and delay is happening with those little buttons. So it's very deep, and you get the exact same options with the felt piano. The only difference is the core, the initial sound. I'm just pumping this up real quick, my L1. The core sound has felt over the keys, over the hammers. So the core sound is much softer. So you can do a lot with this as well. Let's kind of play with the same core idea of turning on the particles. That's super cool. I feel like that, as soon as I started playing with that, I just thought of rain. And specifically today, I like to always choose, when I'm doing these Pixel VGM tunes, I like to literally write the mood that I'm in. And in a way, I write a lot of music for a lot of different types of projects on the daily basis. And I feel like Pixel VGM for me is an outlet of writing how I feel, versus a lot of the projects I get, I have to please a client and I have to match the mood that they desire. But as an artist, I love to have these little creative, intimate moments where I can just write the way that I feel. And so today, over here in Atlanta, Georgia, it rained all day. And it was kind of a crappy day, taking care of my sick boy. And so I feel like a moment like this, I have like a lot of bottled up emotion. And I don't think it's a negative thing. I think it's pretty positive as an artist to channel. It's not healthy to retain those emotions, but rather to channel it musically. And so that's what I hope to do here tonight. So let's get to it. Let's just mix some sounds and make some magic. And let's score this beautiful little video, the little rainy scene in this kind of cyberpunk world. I'm really excited to dive into this. And I love your feedback as always as we go through this process. And you guys are going to notice, for those of you who follow me on social media, and it would do me well to pop this up here real quick for everyone's sake. If you do not follow me on social, I'm on all the major platforms. I'm typing right now my link tree. So if you don't use Linktree and you are a content creator, you are missing out. Just a basic little website. It's a free little sign up. It's a one page that has a link to every one of your sites, every one of your brands, every one of your social media pages. So if you don't click on any other links today, tap on that one. It'll bring you to one page where you can subscribe to all my YouTube channels. If you're not already following me on Twitch, but more specifically, you can jump on all my social media handles. And for those of you who don't have the time to consume this long form, these long form live streams, but you still like what I do on social media, I'm going to start working with a video editor. I'll probably do it myself at first, but I'm going to start chopping up all of my videos to where this 2-hour stream, I'm going to chop it into 1 minute, 30-second clips, whatever. And it's just going to be like a little, and you're going to watch how I build all of my tracks in 1 minute. It's just going to be this really cool experience. I'm so excited to take that next step forward with business. It's going to be so much fun because ultimately there are some of you who love watching the whole process, and some people just want to watch the final product. But there's a third category I haven't served yet, which are those of you who care, but you don't have time. And so it's just kind of a best of both worlds where you get to very quickly see how I built something, but in a short amount of time. So I'm hoping that makes a big difference. Okay, how do I feel today? I feel like, I had a couple comments on here. Tim says, you're playing Life with Noir felt and Pure by Native Instruments, or did I misunderstand something? Yes, so these are both Noir instruments, and Noir, it's a native instrument, sample instrument, and so there's only 2 patches. One's called Pure, just a normal recording of a Yamaha C7, and the felt is where they recorded with a felt over the keys, over the hammers. So it has a much softer sound. But of course, once you start manipulating it with the reverb, the delay, and this little particle engine, man, you can create some really cool stuff. So let's do it. Let's have some fun. So I feel like right off the bat, I like the 4/4 time signature. Tempo, I feel like that's probably like 80. A little fast. Let's try 68. Wow, dead on. Cool. So let's do 68, and that way the particle engine will match the tempo. Like that. Isn't that cool? Here we go. Let's get 1 bar in and we'll write some music. Super cool effect. Get to some like flat 13 chords here. Oh yeah, that's so cool. Like what a cool and interesting way to just set an atmosphere. It's clearly a little, I don't want to say psycho, but it's like, I'm trying to create an effect that feels warm with a mixture of uncertainty. Toying for a minute. I'm trying to change my octaves on my keyboard. I like how the delay is how you can very quickly add like double the rhythm. So let's try it out. Interesting, right? Super weird. Let's keep playing, shall we? also a reverse one in here. I was looking at the particles. Might be kind of cool. That's really cool. Because it has the lo-fi. Kind of like that better. I don't know. I might use both ideas. Sometimes it's just good to get the bad ideas out of the way so you can write the good ones. There it is. There's our track. Using some major 2 chords. Suspended 4. Cool. I want to work just for a second. I like the simplicity, but production is everything with this kind of music. Right? So I feel like I get the tail of this thing. So I can probably edit a little bit here. Like this. Like that. I can change the filter so I don't get so much of that hammer. There it is. Keep playing. Like that too. It's so cool because it just adds a percussive layer. Let's see what else we can do. Cool. Like that. Kind of keeping a pedal tone in the bass. Let's do it for the felt one. It kind of fades away. I had some wah 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 wah, some brass in the background. Some synth brass in a sec. What a cool and easy way to write music. Very inspiring. Cool, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna scrap the old idea. There's one thing I've learned as a composer is to not overwrite. And sometimes you just have to get the bad ideas out, and it's okay. It's really okay. And you have to be willing to just kill good ideas in order to make space for great ideas. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing here, where I'm just gonna copy and paste, but I'm gonna change everything down to the F sharp. That way the bass moves somewhat. And I'll probably, it's a good idea, so I don't need to, let's milk this thing. I don't need to just write something new, but I'm gonna transpose like that. So now it just extends the idea a little bit further. And while we're writing this, I would love any opinions, any thoughts on a track title. I always love your opinions and your feedback. So the next little track, I'm going to add a massive instrument. So I'm going to call this a synth brass. So I'm going to open up just one of the presets here that I like to use. Go to brass. I'm going to go to, let's just play for a sec. Okay, I gotta mutate this thing quite a bit to make it what I want. So I'm gonna go to the envelope for attack, make this thing way longer. Come on then. Question from Dawn of the Doctor. Have I always been streaming on Twitch? I'm usually on the YouTube side of things. No, I am new to Twitch. I tested it out about a year ago, but didn't like it at the time. But now that I have much more clarity about what I want to do this upcoming year with content and how I want to kind of divide and conquer, I'm doing both YouTube and Twitch, but they're all related. Twitch is for 100% live streams for all of my brands. And then YouTube, I have a dedicated channel and Patreon channel for each. That way, this is kind of the first step on everything I do. So if you want to be a part of like the live moments of me actually live composing all my projects, join me on Twitch. But you can go to each of the YouTube channels and the Patreon channels so that you can kind of enjoy the end products as well. And some of you might enjoy both, but some might only enjoy one. And so I'm trying to get a little bit better about that. Cool, that's a pretty good sound so far. Missing some things. I love the chorus. Cool. Ready for some delay. So I'm going to just add a stereo delay on that channel. Pretty easy effect to do here. I'll turn one of them off for now, one of the sides, but the second side I'm going to make quarter notes. Let's put them at 50%, see what it sounds like in tempo. Cool, I like it. It just doesn't have enough attack. Isn't that cool? There it is. So I want it to be like a half a beat, so an eighth rest. And then it kind of does this little flutter effect. That's what I was trying to do. So I'm no expert of synthesis, but all I've, what I've come to learn is if there's a sound in your head, there's a way to make it. So just play with knobs, and eventually you'll get good at creating the sound in your head. Here we go. Oh yeah, I changed my keys. Oops. So what is this? Let's do it. Where's that? A flat 2 chord. See how it's kind of like on the offbeat? Kind of a Celeste style effect. Love me some Karain. Ooh, what is that chord? Gotta figure that one out. It's a B flat 4 suspended. Here it is. And then it's all gonna pop back. So let's quantize those so they have a home. Looks good to me. Let's take all of that. Copy down. Yep, and then do a whole step. Going somewhere. What do you guys think so far? I have no idea what this is going to sound like at the end, and that's the fun to me. But I always know what I want the next color to be, but I never know what the end product's going to be. So we're into this ride together. Here we go. Let me turn that down. Such a cool effect. Very ambient. Cool. Let's make a bass. A nice little waiting theme, like a pause menu, something like that. So far. All right, let's add that synth bass, baby. Go to massive. Just love massive. So easy to manipulate stuff. So let's go to bass. I usually like playing around with the sub bass because you can get a really nice fat low. Proximal just said, I need your help with music. I'm here to help. Send me an email or send me a DM. Steven@stevenmelin.com. Always happy to answer questions. And if I have a better resource for you, I will send that to you. Not always able to answer every single question, but I can at least point you in the right direction and help you out however I can. Ooh, too harsh. I'm trying to get for a nice fat low bass. I'm gonna EQ it anyway. But I gotta get a good basic tone. There's no wrong answer, but I'm looking for a great. That'll do. Cool. So here's what I'm going to do to manipulate this thing. Okay, so you kind of hear how it's very subby. That's mainly because this mod down here is 2 octaves low, which is fine. All right, so let's do a couple little tweaks here. So in my envelope, I'm going to make sure that my attack is all the way starting. So I want a nice pure sound. When I hit it, it starts. When I let go of my finger, the sound should stop. Now, of course, by itself, it's a little lacking. Add a little bit of glide. I can do that inside. Oops. Side. It's one of these menus. There it is. Voicing. I can do legato. Probably go up an octave. All right, now that's taking up a ton of frequency space. So this is where a nice EQ comes into play, where you can shape this thing up. Let's get rid of all that high. Whoops, wrong one. Double click. See, let's find that spot right where it starts to go away. Probably cut it off at 20. And just so I have the loudest signal possible, in massive, I'll make sure that this thing is turned up, not all the way, but you'll notice how just that simple little element adds a lot of help. Probably keep it without bass for a little bit. Just for fun, I want to try speeding this up and see what happens, how it feels. Let's try 86. Find something maybe a little bit quicker that kind of meets in the middle of those 2 tempos. I like that. Cool, I like it. Let's turn it down. It's taking up way too much. That's the right idea. is to have something like that. Kind of adds a little bit of propulsion, a little bit of motion. Ba-bum-bum. So I'm going to quantize most, but not all of those notes. And cool, thanks Dark. I like that bass too. So now we get a little bit more creative. Let's go into absinthe. It's my weapon of choice when I'm doing some electronic percussion. Let's get a kick. And here I just like a basic, super basic. Because a bass sounds good by itself, but when you add a kick drum, oof, everything starts to just come together. All right. Why? Let's see. I don't know why this is. Oh, there we go. I'm like, what is going on? Matters. I want something that fits the style. I like that. Cool. So let's put an EQ on that kick to give it some more life. We don't want to get rid of all of the high end, but it needs to kind of live. Maybe cut off around 500. Yeah. That way it should meld very well with the synth bass. Like that, like I put a little beat behind it. Cool. We'll just copy that. All 16ths. And let's duplicate that. We'll make a little snare. Nope, not a snare, hi-hat. Snares are fun and rock, but in this style, they usually get lost, and we can play with it. But right now, let's make some hi-hats. Let's see what damage we can do here. Let's go to drums, closed hi-hats. Perfect. And definitely gonna EQ that sucker. Kind of the opposite. And let's turn down the volume on that guy. Let's put on a stereo delay. Okay. Now this guy, I do want to keep both sides equally. This one I'll do quarter note, and this one I'll do eighth note. Like that. I'll probably turn it down to like 25%. So it kind of has this bouncy ping pong. Isn't that fun? Cool. Let's make some magic. Cool. So I like the idea. I'm really trying to figure out what beat is going to work best here. I like keeping it straight because it allows the kick to be off the beat and it works. So I'll do beats 1 and 3. Just like that. Or I guess that's the first beat of each bar. Let's take that. Let's cut it up. That's going to sound quite nice. Let's take just 2 bars, copy and paste that with the kick, and we will have ourselves a nice little groove that should repeat well for all of that time. Now the only thing missing let's get these levels right. Cool. It's amazing how it's just simple. Each of these layers kind of work together. Nothing super complicated, right? But it works really well. This is a great loop point as well because it's not a 1 chord, it's more like a 4 chord. And I already have a beat going so that I can end on a beat and it's going to loop really well. To me, that right there, like that one sound encapsulates the picture because it had a little bit of the hi-fi futuristic vibe, but it also has like the darkness with the bass, and it has the raininess with all the little felty piano stuff from Noir. So I think what else I can add here, I want to do some lo-fi elements. So I feel like with Noir, there's a pitch somewhere in here. There's a pitch bend. I'm going to find it. You can add some ambience. Nice. Hear that? Well, hear those bits of like wind. Oh, that's nice. Just a little bit. That's so nice. All right, what else can we do here? Okay, tuning. Absolutely want to screw with that. So I want this, instead of 440, I want to go down. Let's go down to 436. Let's get this guy to be a little bit sharp. We even changed it to equal tuning. I won't do it as crazy. We'll do 439. That way we're playing the right notes. They're in tune, but they're actually not because they're pitched differently. It's gonna sound cool. Each of those piano sounds have like like the ricochet is out of tune, the delay is out of tune, which is kind of cool. So right now this is good. Oh man, that noise is gonna drive me crazy though. You know what I actually want? If I can get away with it, take like 2 seconds. I'm gonna go to my trusty friend freesound.org. Fantastic for just getting some free sounds. I'm gonna type in vinyl white noise. Let's grab something. Yep, that one right there. All right, Creative Commons, which means I can use that just fine. It's gonna take a second to load, but once that's downloaded, I'm gonna throw this into the mix. Instead of using this from, this is a little bit too pure. It's a cool idea though. They have some room noise. Very cool, but it doesn't go with the vibe. So I wanna have that kind of high, or the lo-fi noise in the background of what I'm doing. I think that's going to be a cool little addition. So there's that, but let's also take, let's get another massive patch out. And let's do a little bit of, give me 2 seconds. Let's do just a little something. I know that sounds vague, but some kind of synth, like arpeggio that it's kind of pitch ambiguous. I do this a lot in my music. That kind of thing. The idea is that whatever I pick, I'm just gonna call it synth arp. Oh, come on. Got a mixer open. Blah. As you can see, I have a bajillion windows open. La 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 la. There. I need an EQ on that guy. Either way, I'm gonna do this right here. It's kind of bell tone kind of thing. But before I do that, my vinyl has loaded. I shall use him. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to take him. Just going to drag it in. It's going to be called Vinyl White Noise. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Put a EQ on that guy. That's solo. Let's find the sweet spot. Maybe right about there. It's a good spot. And we'll turn it down for sure, just to kind of have it chill in the background. But it should add a nice just a little bit of white noise can add a lot of life. And then real quick, I'll add some of these. Cool, let's put this in. I'll do something like that. It's really hard. And hey, dark. My bot doesn't like it when you scream with caps, so careful. Thanks for editing that. But yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna use this in the final, but I feel like that's a great place to start. Yeah. So I'll do something with a synth ARP to kind of give it some more life. But cool. My time is up for today. That's all I had. It was just a short little stream, but I hope that you guys will check out Noir, because look at the crazy stuff I can create just with that particle engine. It's a lot of fun. So I will be back hopefully sometime soon. I officially will be making more videos on Monday, but I wanted to get a little jump start here, play around with Noir and kind of show it off. So hope you liked that. We'll be back with some more Pixel VGM another day soon, but thanks for hanging out for an hour, guys. A lot of fun, and I will see you next time. Let's play it out.